Hello everyone. Today is the 21st of December and I'm making the gravy. I'm making the gravy. Bear with me. Welcome to the next episode of Durries&Discussion. So, I wanted to talk more about Star Wars because it's on my mind. The thing that I'm feeling after reading reviews and shit about Star Wars, the latest one, seeing all of this stuff, slamming J.J. Abrams for, making this movie, and all of his choices and everything like that. Everyone's got their own opinion and saying what they think he's done, and okay, mostly I'm I don't know. So in 2015, The Force Awakens came out, right? And it was a hit. Majority of people loved it, especially the fans. And even the wider market thought, hey, you know what? This is pretty decent. I still stand by the fact... Shit. I still stand by my thing in that it's a very well-made movie. It's got a breakneck pace, simple yet interesting characters, beautiful visual effects, beautiful cinematography, and purposeful cinematography, I would argue. For the most part, it might be a rehash of A New Hope, but I don't know. It seemed like pretty good, all things considered. And it set up some interesting little teasers. Now, in comes the fans. They conjecture endlessly about what all of this will be. Fair enough, it's exciting. It had been 10 years since a Star Wars movie came out in the cinemas, apart from the stupid Clone Wars thing. We were keen to see what was happening after the Empire died. J.J. Abrams set up some interesting ideas. Snoke, the Knights of Ren, who's this Rey person, and what's Luke doing on this deserted island planet? Whatever. Last Jedi comes along. What The Last Jedi did that I found interesting was Kylo's character. Because he had a lot to do. He had an interesting motivation, and his whole thing of letting the past die and blah blah. There was some interesting potential there. But then the way it's all put together and the way it just sort of nullifies everything that's set up. The Knights of Ren don't even fucking appear. Snoke gets killed like that. Rose is a shit character. Finn is a shit character. He's so unlikable. Poe does nothing and is completely sidelined despite how fun and cool he is. And Jurassic Park lady is a fucking bitch the whole movie. She's just a cunt the whole movie. She's got this snide, curled down lip thing that she does whenever she speaks condescendingly to anyone, and the whole plot makes no fucking sense. And then you walk out of The Last Jedi going, what the fuck? And don't even try to tell me that it was doing something new or wiping the slate clean. Fuck off. AT-ATs on a white planet. Puppet Yoda. CGI monstrosities on a prequel-looking planet, and animal cruelty monologue by Rian Johnson. Oh, and Maz Kanata did nothing. And like the whole thing of like, you'll find out about Luke's lightsaber, where it came from. No. Fuck. Don't care. And then, you know, that was such a divisive movie. Because a lot of people were like, well, it's clearly just bad. And then a lot of people went, oh, it's a new and interesting idea, which is, no, it's not. There's some interesting ideas in there, but by the end of the movie, they just sideline it, all of it, and fuck it all off. And then then there were all the other people that were like, it's lightsabers and Star Wars, and how dare you criticize me thing. And then this one comes out, The Rise of Skywalker. All the fans and the fandom and the culture surrounding Star Wars and the pop vinyls and the action figures, and not to mention the other spin-off movies, which who gives a shit. All of this nonsense. Fans demanding everything and not letting people just do their thing. And then you get The Rise of Skywalker, which, in my opinion, is exactly what the Star Wars fans deserve. It's exactly what everyone deserves. And people have tried to make arguments saying that JJ just shat all over Rian Johnson's stuff and blah blah blah, and Rian Johnson was trying to do something new. Fuck off. Rian Johnson could have done something new while building off of JJ's thing, but he didn't. He just shat all over JJ's shit and made his own thing. And so of course JJ Abrams was just going to continue doing what he set up, potentially. And at least did something interesting, because I personally feel that maybe The Rise of Skywalker may have been interesting if this was the whole trilogy, if these story beats and characters were spread out across 3 movies that you could do something interesting with. Lo and behold, no. Obviously it didn't happen that way. JJ set something up, Rian Johnson knocked it down, JJ then has to set it all up again and then conclude it. Anyway, fuck it, I don't know. All it comes across to me as is J.J. Abrams gets approached to do this final movie, and in an interview he said, fuck it, I'm doing it like my way, I can do whatever I want, sort of thing. It's the last one. And he has to adhere. And I'm sure he's seen all of the fan conjecture and all of that. And I swear at this point he's just probably like, well, look, I'm gonna do what I want to do. The fans have asked for all of this stuff. Alright, sure. Have your cake and eat it too. See what that looks like. And also, he has to adhere to the studio's demands. Disney's garbage. And so, The Rise of Skywalker is everything. I feel The Rise of Skywalker is everything the fans asked for. It's everything you've asked for. And this is what you get. This is what it looks like. To not just observe movies as what they are, which is just fucking films. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're just Star Wars. It's just make-believe fairy tales. And of course, I've been attached to this shit for quite some time. I've still got my own interests, like I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and I care about the integrity of that show, but at the end of the day, it's not my be-all and end-all anymore. It inspires me, and I'll probably get frustrated if it's shit, but whatever. Rise of Skywalker is exactly what you get when you do this. The whole culture, the whole Disney thing. It's what the fans and the fandom and all of these clamoring, arguing, divided reviewers and artists deserve. A bunch of flashy nonsense that too much, too many things crammed into 2.5 hours because fuck it, here you go. This is what you asked for. Because all they asked for was more TIE fighters and more droids and more pop vinylable things, and you get what you asked for. And that's what this is. Fuck you. It's less of a fuck it and a fuck you. Like, fuck it. Fuck it, sure. And at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want about the whole situation, but J.J. Abrams got to make a movie and got paid millions of dollars for it. Because fuck it. And who cares? I think it should just be a lesson to the masses and to all these people that put so much importance on something like a brand. Because that's what Star Wars is now. It's a brand. It's not art. It's just a brand. When you emphasize the brand too much, this is what happens. So a lesson to everyone out there. Stop giving a shit about the wrong things. If you want to watch good movies, oh my god, there's so many of them out there. They're not all called MCU or Star Wars or, that shit. It doesn't matter who Finn's great-grandfather was. It doesn't matter who Rey... It does not matter. All of this shit doesn't fucking matter. And I had to learn that lesson. Now I just don't care. And The Mandalorian is probably gonna be... It's just so bland. This brand is bland. Bland's a brand. Brand's a bland. 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 Bland's a brand. Brand's a bland. Brand's a bland. 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 What did you want? But of course, no one's going to learn from this lesson, at least not the majority of people. And so they'll see all this stupid branded shit. Because Disney's got them by the balls. And they're too stupid to realize. At this point, who cares? The other thing that Disney has, which is shit, is because things like the Force and lightsabers and all that stuff are trademarked, which is garbage. Like, you think about it, imagine if guns, a gun, the idea of weapons, a specific weapon, for instance a gun with bullets in it, was trademarked by a company so that no one else was allowed to use it. And so of course, if you want to see a movie with guns in it, you are only allowed by this producer to see the movies that they make with this interesting weapon that only exists in this fictional universe. So you got something like a lightsaber, which I find to be really interesting and cool, and I think there's a lot you can do with that. It's fucking cool. Make sure you got swords and shit, but like I don't know, lightsabers are cool. Anyway, so literally, you and I are forced to, if you want to see a movie with this cool as shit weapon concept in it, you have to see a Star Wars movie. And so that's probably the reason why I will inevitably watch Star Wars content that comes out in the cinemas, because lightsabers. Look, I'm not going to have any expectation of any of them being good anymore, or what I want to see, but I like lightsaber fights, so I'll probably watch them. Fuck off. That's all I'm trying to say is, I'm a dumb cunt. Now fuck off. I'm gonna go and write my story down. I'm gonna try my best in my life to not trademark stupid shit, so you're not forced to see a brand that I've created over and over again to get one specific sort of action because it's cool. You imagine if explosions were trademarked? Hey, no one else is legally allowed to have explosions in their movies, and if you try, Disney will sue you out your ass. Imagine if that was the reality of the situation. Dumb.